He betrayed him. Now President Trump is about to fire him, by Gary Mayer for USA Politics Today. Ever since Donald Trump took office, his White House has been hit with numerous betrayals from top officials. Now it appears that Trump has been betrayed once again, but he is not taking this one lying down. Freedom Daily reported that Trump just learned that Attorney General Jeff Sessions has known about the corruption in the government over the past year, yet he refused to do anything about it when he was running for office. Trump promised that he would go after Hillary Clinton for numerous crimes, yet Sessions has refused to go after major cases involving former President Barack Obama or Clinton. On top of that, Sessions has also recently balked over the need to appoint a special counsel to investigate the Justice Department after shocking revelations concerning the FBI had come to light. Sessions recently released a statement saying that while he's concerned about recent allegations of bias within the FBI, sometimes things that might appear to be bad in the press have more innocent explanations, so fairness and justice should also be provided to our personnel. Last month, Sessions pushed back against the need to appoint a special counsel to investigate the disgusting anti-Trump dossier that was paid for by Clinton and the DNC that was used as the premise for the ridiculous Russian collusion narrative. Because of all of this, calls for Sessions to step down are now growing. Fox News contributor and former Republican House Oversight Committee Chairman Jason Chaffetz just called for Sessions to resign during an appearance on the network. It pains me to say this a little bit, but I don't think the Attorney General is up to the job he's doing, Chaffetz said, adding that Sessions had to remove himself from everything involving President Donald Trump, and that led to the appointment of Robert Mueller as special investigator in the investigation into Russian meddling in the 2016 election. Chaffetz also slammed Sessions for not taking on a more active role in digging up information about several controversial figures at the DOJ, including Agent Peter Strzok, who was removed from the investigation after a series of anti-Trump text messages between him and fellow agents were discovered. Chaffetz explained that Sessions had told him that he would not prosecute Brian Pagliano, Hillary Clinton's former chief tech staffer, who had refused a congressional subpoena to testify about the 2016 Democratic nominee's use of a private email server. Here's more from Newsmax. Former House Oversight Committee Chairman Jason Chaffetz Saturday called for Attorney General Jeff Sessions to be removed from office, saying that may be a cure for the deep systemic problems in the Department of Justice. It pains me to say this a little bit, but I don't think the Attorney General is up to the job he's doing, Chaffetz, now a contributor for Fox News, told the Fox and Friends Saturday program. Sessions had to remove himself from everything involving President Donald Trump, and that led to the appointment of Robert Mueller as special investigator in the investigation into Russian meddling in the 2016 elections, Chaffetz said. He also criticized the Attorney General for not taking a more active role and digging up information about several controversial figures. It's just repeating this, yeah. Well, let's go down here. Chaffetz said that Sessions had also told him that he would not prosecute Brian Pagliano, Hillary Clinton's former chief tech staffer, who had refused a congressional subpoena to testify about the 2016 Democratic nominee's use of a private email server. Sessions has also refused to make documents on the Fast and Furious scandal public following the death of U.S. Border Patrol agent Brian Terry, Chaffetz said. So why would Sessions be balking at investigating crimes in our country? The only logical explanation that one can come up with is that he is just another member of the swamp that is protecting his own, and the evidence to support that theory is massive. In an article penned on Zero Hedge, the questions that Sessions could be asking to those involved in the recent FBI scandal are numerous, and here are some examples. Was Peter Strzok innocently calling Trump a blanking idiot and a loathsome human before investigating him? Did FBI Director Andrew McCabe's damage control team innocently change their conclusion that Hillary Clinton's server was possibly hacked rather than reasonably likely language, which significantly altered the seriousness of Clinton's mishandling of classified information? Were all references to the FBI working with other members of the intelligence community on Clinton's private server innocently scrubbed from Comey's exoneration statement, making it look like a much smaller investigation? Before he was demoted for doing so, did senior DOJ official Bruce Orr innocently meet with M16 spy Christopher Steele, who assembled the salacious Trump-Russia dossier, and then also innocently met with Glenn Simpson, co-founder of opposition research firm Fusion GPS? Fusion commissioned Steele to create the dossier, which relied on senior Russian officials. Did Fusion GPS innocently hire Bruce Orr's CIA wife, Nellie Orr, to gather damaging information on President Trump? If there weren't such innocent explanations for everything, one might think Nellie Orr could have possibly passed information from the DOJ to Fusion GPS and vice versa. Did Hillary Clinton and the DNC innocently pay Fusion GPS over $1 million through the law firm Perkins Coie, which then paid Steele $168,000? In addition to the Trump-Russia dossier, did Fusion GPS innocently arrange the Trump Tower setup meeting between Trump Jr. and a Russian attorney? Or attempt to link Donald Trump to billionaire pedophile Jeffrey Epstein? Or try to push the debunked claim that a secret email server existed between Trump Tower and Moscow's Alpha Bank, which Alpha Bank executives are suing Fusion GPS over? Good for them. Of course, more questions can be asked, but this is a good place to start, wouldn't you say? At any rate, it is evident that Sessions is no longer useful in his position and should step down to allow someone else to do it properly. The American people deserve to see justice, and if Sessions is not going to deliver on that promise, then he needs to step aside for someone who will. It's time to drain the swamp, and it starts with Jeff Sessions. Share the story if you think Jeff Sessions should step down. I mean, it's mind-boggling. Again, I'll say it. He goes after trivialities in comparison to what's going on. And this has cost a tremendous amount, forget the money, tremendous amount of strain on the president, on his family, on the American people, for a bunch of liberal idiots who want to take Trump down and the deep state involved. I mean, really? I mean, this has got to stop. This has got to stop. And for Sessions, who is really, he goes after a pot smoker, let alone this stuff. I mean, there's got to be some reason behind why Sessions threatened, most likely. I don't think this little squirrel has anything against him that they have, but I think they threatened his life. That's the only thing that I can come up with. But he has to step aside. But they told him, if you step aside, we're going to knock you off, you know? I mean, who knows? I mean, because this guy, he's like a nitpicker over Bull. You know what I'm saying? For him not to, step aside at least or prosecute these kind of things. And then I don't understand why they're being subpoenaed and they're not showing up and they're not arrested on the spot. What's going on? Very good question. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And again, thank you so much for watching.